Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just wanted to get into a brief lesson. Alright, speaking on this individual, this old bottle that the elder Menat Zakba did a lesson on a day or so ago. But needless to say, this individual, he's been around. He's been around in times past. And he's remanifested, right? Like Melchizedek, right? In efforts to state his opinion, regarding Esau. Esau not being the so-called white man. Alright. Now, individuals like this dude, looking for, Esau's validity. You're clearly lost, bro. You're not gonna ever understand the mysteries, man. Alright, you're never gonna understand the mysteries of these scriptures. It will not be revealed unto you, man. You're gonna continue to be lost in the sauce, alright, and trapped in this matrix, man. You see, because ultimately, what individuals like this dude doesn't understand, alright, is that Esau, he's not gonna tell you who he is. His whole mission, alright, since he was given that mark as Cain, was to hide himself, man. And it was of the Lord for him to be able to hide himself until a certain time, okay, where he would have to be revealed in efforts to bring forth his judgment. You see, but when you lack understanding, when you lack the fruit of the Spirit, okay, and when you're ever learning but never able to come into the knowledge of the truth, you find yourself in a position, okay, where you have a mindset where you're looking for a tangible proof, okay, you're trying to rely on, circular history, which we tap into circular history to make things make sense, but the text in itself, brings the point home, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. But of course, the mystery has to be understood through the history. But we don't, for instance, this case in point regarding Esau, we're not disregarding the fact that Esau is the so-called white man because we can't find any form of information on Google or Wikipedia or any other source that he's put out there throughout the course of his reign of terror, to bring comfort to our understanding. No, man, we don't need none of that. The Spirit revealed this man. All right, there's many various ways to prove that he's him. Okay, his violent dealings, man, alone. Okay, the atrocities that this man has done. Okay, to us first and foremost, the nation of Israel, and then to the planet Earth. Okay, to these other nations, the way he's, coveted land. Went conquering and destroying. There's so much blood on this man's hands, man. You can't even. It's to the point where it's in the hands of the Lord, man. Now, as far as being able to measure how much blood's on this nigga's hands, Esau. As it tells us in Revelations 18, this man's sins has, this horde's sins have reached up into the heavens, man. You see, it's up to the Lord. Only the Lord can gauge it. All right, that's how tyrannical this nigga's been moving, man, since he's been in the position of power. But you still got niggas, man, like this dude, okay, that can't understand the truth, simply because you're under a strong delusion, man, and you believe a lie. Okay, you haven't been given any comfort of the truth. Okay, you haven't been set free, man. You still got chains and shackles and fetters of iron on your mind. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna play this clip. Through the spirit. But before I do, I gotta say another thing, man. See, dudes like this, see Jake, man. See, Jake is the worst, man. See, because this nigga can't understand the doctrine, and ultimately the truth is coming out through vessels that look like him. Okay, this is one thing with Jake. One thing I've learned with Jake is that Jake hates any type of authority that looks like him. All right, Jake is quick to bow down to the white man, the white woman, or any other heathen in regards to them being subordinate under them. But when it comes to Jake looking like them, if it's a Jake, forget it. No matter how valid the information is, you see the fact that they're gazing upon you and you look just like them, they're like, oh hell nah, what's this nigga got on me? You see? And what you niggas don't understand, you ignorant so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, it's the Holy Spirit, man. It's the Holy Spirit that's resting upon us that we got on you. And it's of the Lord, man. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for that. Salakia for the long intro. You know, niggas like this just vex the spirit, man. But we got to get into these scriptures. I want to make a point. I'm only going to hone in on one specific point regarding Esau. Okay? I'm going to let this play, and we'll go through the spirit. As a matter of fact, before we do that, let me grab this real quick. Go ahead, brother. Before I play, there's nothing to do, go by in traffic. Let's get this. What do I want? I just lost my train of thought letting this dude go. My goodness, it came and went. Salakia, Aki Amanakwa. Give me a second. Let me just think for 1 second. What did I want? Oh, got it. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The Wada. Proverbs. Knowledge is too high for this nigga, man. The book of Proverbs, chapter 24, and verse 7. And it reads, matter of fact, straight to the point. Proverbs 24 and 7, and it reads, wisdom is too high for a fool. This is why this nigga wants us to find tangible proof in the form of Esau's text and doctrine and documentation and information. All right, because it's true wisdom, which is in these scriptures, okay, which is of the heavens, which is from the fourth dimension, this nigga can't tap into. He doesn't have the eyes to see or the ears to hear, man. He openeth not his mouth in the gate. Where's his camp? Where's his congregation? Where's his voice, okay, regarding his teachings, man? All right, where are you on the highways and byways, making your body a living sacrifice, calling on Yah, nigga, okay? You ain't nowhere to be found, man, and you've been missing for 15 years from according to the word on the street. So you really don't got nothing to say, man. You're not valid. You see? And at least you repent. All right, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is gonna take you off this planet Earth in a grievous manner soon to come. You just wait. Let's play this clip.
Their sources and all right, listen to me closely. Listen to me very closely, because some people don't know how to follow instructions. I say that because somebody will watch this video and they'll still comment out of pocket. If you don't believe Esau is a white man, then I'm not asking for your comment. I'm asking for all those people that believe that nonsense, that Esau is the white man, right? So I said that for them. So if you don't believe Esau is a white man, then don't make a comment. This is for those people that believe that, right? If you don't believe, or you know that Esau is not the white man, the only comment I want to see from you is agreeing or concurring what I'm saying. Now that I got that clear, let's go here. So let's try to make some sense out of this thing, because I'm doing a series right now on Esau, proving that Esau is not the white man from every angle, right? So I always get the derivatives of one West camp, whether it be IUIC, whether it be GMS, or whether it be Sakari, or any of those camps that come, especially it's the young brother. The elders don't really deal with it because the elders know this. The elders know that that's not true. It's not a truth. So if you started something as a doctrine of truth, then you stick with it for the most part. But you know it's not true. Now back to the story at hand. These brothers that constantly come to my videos when on the lesson, and they don't even listen to the information, the arguments that I push forward, right? They want to make Esau the white man. Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a dumb question, as I always say, right? Could you name one source that you cite out of all these references that you cite that Esau is the white man, or as you all say, the so-called white man, right? Can you cite one of the sources where they acknowledge that the Caucasians are Esau? Because every source that makes a so-called white person Esau is not a reference to all Caucasians. There's sources, and you go to the Jewish Encyclopedia, you can go to all of the books that people quote. They're quoting the Jewish Talmudists. And Jewish Talmudists say that Rome is Esau. Okay. Every Caucasian didn't come through Rome. So that basically shows you that you haven't done your homework. Every white person didn't come from Rome. Okay? If you know anything about history, you know that there are people called the Germans. And then the interesting thing about it is that has so many holes in that doctrine is that because the same people that say Esau is the Caucasian or the so-called white man, they connect him to the Khazars. Do you know where the Khazars came from? Okay. The Khazars didn't come from Rome. Okay? So I challenge those of you that believe that teach that foolish, idiocentric doctrine to point to me one source that says Esau is the Caucasian, not Rome. Okay? The source that says that Esau is the Caucasian, you can't find it because there's no source that tells you that Esau is the Caucasian. Okay? And the origin, as I said, if you Google it, the origin of Esau being Rome started with Jewish Talmudists because of the persecution that Rome brought upon Israel in 70 AD. Now Google that and get back.
Shalom. All praise to.
You see his stance. All right, and what's wrong with him? That's the question I want to raise, man. What's wrong with him? Talking about the elders, don't talk about that. It's the younger guys. Are you okay, bro? Like the elders said, we learned from the elders. What makes you think they're not going to be pushing the same narrative or a form of understanding? So there it is. You lying right there. You bearing false. Man, you're a false prophet, bro. You don't stand on nothing. All right, and through the Spirit, what I want to do is there might be more than one lesson I do on this. I may come back later on my lunch on another talking point. All right, regarding the same topic regarding Esau. And this is the Spirit that this happened because again, we're in the time of Esau being revealed. So all this did was trigger the Spirit to now bring out information, biblical prophecy, etc., proving that Esau, Edom is the so-called white man. It's all through the Spirit at the end of the day. But needless to say, what I want to do, with this dude, you go back to the basics. Okay? Now I want to hone in on one simple, clear token that Esau is a white man. Is basically his habitation. All right, his habitation pretty much followed him. All right, since the beginning of his presence, man. You know, as far as back as you can track it in the scriptures, man, to real time. You know, but before I do, and again, it's gonna be real straight to the point. All right, like the elders say, elder apostles say, man. Hey, be one deep, man. Don't be too deep. You see, because it's not necessary. You know, you either see it or you don't. This is not for everybody. You see, the Lord's not dealing with everybody, man. Okay, this is for the elect on this side, point blank, period. The elect of the nation of Israel. Now, real quick, with this dude, you go back to the basics, man. Now, when you go to Genesis, real quick, Genesis 27, to when Esau was blessed, right? And let me start from verse 38, and it reads, Genesis 27 and 38, and it reads, and Esau said unto his father Isaac, right? As thou but one blessed my father, bless me even also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And this is after he was, Yaquab, for the birthright. Now check this out, and it was on him. He wanted that uncooked meal, okay, with raw meat in it. Hey, he was being rapacious, as he's always been, greedy, impatient. Anyways, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling should be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Okay, now he would have what? The fatness of the earth. You see, the dew of heaven from above, man. And when you go into this fatness, that goes into him having the resources, the oil, okay, and ultimately global dominion. All right, geopolitical dominance, man, at a certain point in time. You see, and how would he live by it? How would he live? And by thy sword, which is a deletion instrument, shalt thou live. All right, wasn't it these niggas that brought forth an atomic bomb, man? Talking about in the form of Robert Oppenheimer, talking about, now I'm the destroyer of worlds, man. Who else was doing that? Okay, let's continue on. And it shall come to pass, Salakia, and by thy sword shalt thou live, Genesis 27 and 40, and shall serve thy brother, all right, and it shall come to pass, right, prophecy, when thou shalt have the dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck, right, because under King David, we had them under subjection. Also after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, okay, we had them under subjection, man, during the Byzantine Empire, in that time, more recent. All right, that was that period between roughly, 350 AD to about, 1350, 1400 AD. Okay, they call it the Dark Ages, the medieval times. It was the time of the Byzantine Empire when Jake was ruling. Esau was through. Esau had been driven from among men. Okay, this brings you into the real true identity of this man being those cavemen. You see, that's his history that he's hidden. That's another form of history he's hidden. Show me where you can find that true history, nigga. You can't, because he hid that too. Anyways, the point I'm making here is that after he breaks the yoke off his neck, right, from his brother, which we explained, the 2 points that I was going into, he would what? He would have the dominion. Meaning what? When you jump back up to verse 39, he will be able to fulfill having the dwelling of the fatness of the earth and the dew of heaven. Okay? Why do you think this man, again, has the political power, geopolitically? Okay? Why do you think he has control of the resources? He goes to other nations, other countries, other nations' countries, and takes their resources, man, by force. All right, why do you think he has control of the airspace? Why do you think you have to understand, you have to know how to speak English, man, to fly a plane? You have to know English. You have to know how to speak English, man, on some level. Look it up. Okay, these are just small tokens, small things, man, that you can use to hone in on. Okay? But what I wanted to hone in on specifically, again, was his habitation. But to make one more point backing this up, when you jump to Job, and again, back to the basics. But notice how these scriptures never lose ammo. You see? Because the Lord's word is faithful and true, man. The Lord's word is faithful and true. These are scriptures we first came into. When we first came into the truth, we were exposed to these scriptures right here, man. Which gave us, this is the milk, is what it is. All right, the milk is the foundation. This is how you understand the deep things, man. Okay, but there's a lot of men, not to get off topic, that have come into this thing recently, as of 5 years ago, 7, 8 years ago, that they didn't properly get, or even 10 years ago, going as far back as Alazar, because he's an example of men that came into this thing and didn't get spiritually bred correctly. All right, they weaned off the milk too soon. You see, and started getting too deep. Thought they were the men, and look at them now. But anyways, back to the point. Let's stick to the point. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Again, we just went into the blessing in Genesis 27. Okay? When you go into Malachi 1:4, it tells us who the wicked is. It puts a name on it. Let's go get it real quick. And you will see why I'm doing this. And I'm definitely going to have to come back. Whereas Edom, Malachi 1:4, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Right. Again, when they fell in the form of the Western Roman Empire, all right, that was when they were impoverished. Okay? They came back and built the desolate places in the form of the Renaissance period. Again, after that Byzantine period, after that medieval time, that Dark Age era. Okay? They built back, in their mind, better. Okay? Renaissance means rebirth. They did exactly that. This is what this is talking to. Listen to this, though. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, power of hosts, man. Okay? They shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness. Real quick, when you jump to 2 Ezra 6:9, it tells us what? Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. When the Lord comes back, he's going to make Esau's place desolate, because Esau's going to be on the scene ruling. The wicked's going to be ruling, man. Esau, that came out red all over. You can read in Genesis 25. He came out half dead. All right? Like Aaron said in Numbers 12:12. You see? He came out half dead because he didn't have no melanin. That's why his name is Isashwa. Okay, which means what? Wasted away is he. Wasted away, why? They have no melanin. The pigmentation is lacking. You see? Let's continue on. Hey, you can either receive it or you can't. And that's the identifier. Are there going to be Israelites that look like Esau? Yes, there is. There's going to be there's going to be Israelites that look like Edomites, man. Because we've been scattered pursuing the Deuteronomy 28:64. But wisdom is too high for a fool. That's too deep for him. But even though it's playing upon tables, man. But let's go. And we enjoy this. We enjoy spiritually smothering out you wayward niggas, you false prophets, you renegade niggas, man. Let's continue. They shall be built, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh hath indignation forever. Get the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary. Under Esau, it's going to tell you what? Out of all the neighbors of Israel, Edom is the only neighboring city, roughly paraphrasing, that received no mercy from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. The only neighbor of the Israelites that was promised no mercy by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Look it up. The Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary, man. Okay? Going back. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Now we know who the wicked is. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Who's done that? Who's taken the Bible? Okay? Mass produced it in the form of when the printing press came out. They were pushing out the scriptures, but they were false. They were pushing out a false narrative. This is where you get your white Jesus, your white Most High, your white prophets, your white foremothers of the scriptures, your white angels. Okay? It's called iconoclasm, man. This man went around chopping off noses off statues, painting over images. You see? This is what this man did over in Europe. But he couldn't complete the mission because you got something called Russian icons. Okay, which Putin had brought that out a year or two ago. Okay, which that was all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. But who else did that? Who else falsified the narrative of the Bible? No one else but Esau. Esau did that. He had to. Okay? So the Lord would be it will be what's the word I'm looking for? Justified. The Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. The Lord will be justified in bringing down that grievous judgment we just read about. All right, in Malachi 1 and 4. God, it validates why the Lord will be justified in not giving him mercy, like we paraphrase in the Zondervan Bible Compact Dictionary regarding Esau. You see? The Lord will be justified in bringing that indignation upon this man. He had to do that. He had to blaspheme the Holy Spirit. That's exactly what he did when he did that. See? Who else did it? Look at the image. That's who did it. You see Caesar Borgia up there? All up in Brazil as a statue erected upon Jake. All right, but a nigga like this can't understand that. And even if he do, he won't receive it because men that look like him are bringing it forth. But if Esau brought it forth, he'll believe it. Right? Let's continue on. Let's read this from the top. And I might have to Salaki Aki Amenakwath, I might have to go. Time got away from me. I'm going to try to get a few more because I want to make my point with his habitation. Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? This is a question. Why? Because he's going to be hiding himself. He's going to be hiding himself, man, on the planet Earth in the form of different aliases. Okay, via demographics. He's going to be wiggling around the earth, calling himself the chosen people. He's calling himself Australians, British, the Britons. He's calling himself all these different nations, man. But in reality, what? He's a Caucasian, which brings me to my point. All right, let's go here. In reality, he's a what? He's a Caucasian. Okay? And now, Adam Online changed this around a little bit from the last time I looked. But if you move around a little bit, which we're going to do real quick, you can make the point make sense. So when you go into Caucasian, it says what? Pertaining to the Caucasus Mountains, man. Okay, look it. Applied to what? To the white race. All right, and that's really all we need right there. All right, pertaining to the Caucasus Mountains, applied to the white race, the so-called white race, because they're not white, again. They're red. Edom means red. All right, because his blood comes forth. All right, that whole white is a play on words. All right, this man's used the color coding system in efforts to bring forth a false narrative. You see? But anyways, Salakia, of or pertaining to the Caucasus Mountains, which are over there in Georgia, Russia, right? Apply to the white race. You see? Now when you go into the scriptures, when you go into Obadiah, it gives us the rundown of how Esau lives. And not only just here, there's more places. Check this out. We'll get a few of them. Now I got to close out. Salaki, Aki, Aminakwa. Right, this is the book of Obadiah. Right? Obadiah chapter 1, verse 1. I'm going to read down to verse 3. The vision of Obadiah. Thus saith the Lord power, Yahweh, concerning Edom. And again, Edom means red. Right? Esau is Edom, pursuant to Genesis 36 in verse 1 and verse 8. Right? We have heard a rumor from the Lord Yahweh, and an ambassador is sent among the heathen. Arise ye, and let us rise up against her in battle. Behold, I have made thee small among the heathen. Thou art greatly despised, man. And we're seeing that now, real time. Okay? They're becoming insignificant. And the world is beginning to hate this man, man. All right? All right, these small hats are being coined as what I heard an article yesterday. What did they coin them? Pretty much warmongers, man. Just dictators, just complete tease, man. They're tease. They're the true. I'ma say they're the true terrorists, man. You see how they're dealing with those with them Palestinians over there, man. Look it. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock, whose habitation is high, See? This is their habitation. They dwell in the cliff of the rock, going into the mountains, right? Whose habitation is high, right? Those Caucasus mountains. That saith in his heart and his mind, who shall bring me down to the ground? That comes in the form of his pride. Okay, which has been one of the key tokens to hone in on who this nigga is. And they've used certain representations proving that they're the proudest. All right, from the ego being used in representation of various empires they've been in, they've ruled. All right, to what was it? I lost my train of thought, Salakia. Oh, to the cliches they come up with. The strong, the proud, the Marines are proud to be an American. You see, American pride. It's them. You see, look it. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, there goes that token. And though thou set thy nest among the stars, you see that? They like to be up high. All right? And I also hones in on their weaponry too. That nest among the stars. All right, that nest is that's actually talking to the weaponry that this man has up in space. You know, he got that space station up there. They got direct energy weapons up there. But anyways, thence will I bring thee down, saith the Lord Yahweh, man. Okay, let me get one more. Honing in on this man's habitation. Right, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50. Salakia. No. Jeremiah 49, Salakia. Then to show you this is talking to Esau, let's just start at verse 7 and jump down. Concerning Edom. All right, Jeremiah 49 and verse 7, concerning Edom. Right, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman, which are the Germans, right? Those Temanites are the Germans, man, the wise men of these Edomites. Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished, man? And as you can see, real time, they're making decisions that just don't add up or make sense. Trump done made enemies with all his allies, man. Why? Because prophecy said he would. Revelation 17:16 must come to pass. You see? That cruel Lord had to come and manifest at some point. See? At the end of the day, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai's word stands and his will be fulfilled, man. You see? Let's continue on. Let's jump down to the point I want to make. Verse 16, Jeremiah 49 and 16. Thy terribleness has deceived thee, man, and the pride of thine heart. O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. You see? So throughout the course of this man's reign of terror, all the atrocities he's done throughout all four corners of the earth, from sea to shining sea, like the song they like to sing. All right, this nigga's become deceived because he hasn't been countered with all these grievous acts he's committed. All right, and that's through his pride, man. Right, the pride of his mind. You see, look at, O thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock. This is talking to Esau, Edom. Who is that? Okay. Who dropped those bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, man? Who made it rain fire from heaven? All right, who so-called, quote unquote, went to the moon first, which we know they ain't get there. Well, they ain't go there. They ain't make it. They were in Hollywood. They were off of Hollywood Boulevard, man, in Studio 666, across the street from Dunkin' Donuts, making that clip. All right, with Neil Armstrong and all these other clowns. They never made it there. But the point I'm making here is, who's it honing in on? Okay, Esau. Right, that holdeth the height of the hill, right? Because he's the hammer of the earth right now. Genesis 27, the fatness of the earth, man, the dew of heaven. He's living in his blessing right now, man. He would have to be in efforts for 2 Ezra 6 and 9 to make sense. Esau's the end of the world. He's the end of an eon. Why does a nigga like this don't get it? Because wisdom's too high for him. Okay? His wisdom's way too high for him, man. But he thinks he knows. He thinks he got it. He thinks he's understanding what he's reading when he taps into the scriptures and calls on Yah. You fool. You're going to be stylely mistaken. Right? Continuing on. That holdest the height of the hill, Though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, there goes that eagle again. The Lord left us tokens. If the Spirit's not on you, you ain't going to see them. You're not going to understand it. You're going to read this verbatim, disregard it. You're going to categorize it in the era it was written in, or a time frame that doesn't coexist with this one. And you're just going to be lost out there. You're not going to understand what this is talking to. You see? We have to remember that the Lord declared the end from the beginning pursuant to Isaiah 46. We understand that, though. You know, from you beloved Akiam and Akwaf, man. You know? On down, you men, women, and children. You understand. But the world don't. But they're going to find out, though. Okay? We'll find out at the end who was right and who was wrong. I will bring thee down from thence, saith the Lord. Echoing that Malachi 1. The Lord's going to throw this nigga down. Isaiah 47, he's going to visit them and he's not going to meet them as a man. Divine visitation is coming upon this man. But before it does, he has to be revealed. You see? So this is actually spiritual. That a nigga like this, just in the nick of time, has brought forth this information to trigger the spirit to start honing in back on Esau. Because, again, pursuing the 2 Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter, that's part of big biblical prophecy. Big time, end time prophecy evolves around Esau being revealed. Why? Because he's been hiding himself, man. For ages, man. You see? But now the truth is being declared. Akiyam and Akwaf, Salakia, I gotta fly. I'm already late. But needless to say, Lord willing, I'm gonna come back on my lunch and I'm gonna continue in this lesson. I wanna make a few more points through the Spirit. There were a few more things that were on my mind I wanted to speak on. You know, through the Spirit, if the Lord allows, I'll come back on my lunch. Worst case scenario later on today. But Abarataz, I get back into this talking point. Abarataz, if the Lord allows. Hey, Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone on down. Shalom.